Okay, so on your table of contents, you're going to write 8 for C, so just like this last one. But we're going to write, slope and Y-intercept for tables. Okay, so on Monday and Tuesday, we worked on finding slope and Y-intercept from a graph. Now I'm going to teach you how to find it from a table. So you should have this notes page right here. We are going to go ahead and get started. If you don't have it, you can grab it from the cart in front of the classroom. So it's saying that in order to find slope, you have to circle the points you want to use. So tables are a little bit easier for slope because you don't have to find a perfect point. They're listed for you. So just because it's just easier for me, I'm going to use the first two. So these are the two that I'm using. Okay. And then you're going to plug in your points into the slope formula. So I'm going to name this 1 and I'm going to name this 2. Okay? And my slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So I'm going to go and set it up. My y2 is going to be 29 minus my y1 is going to be 17 over my x2 is the number 2, my x1 is my number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up on my Desmos. So I have 29 minus 17, all over 2 minus 1, which gives me a slope of 12. Okay, so now that I have my slope, let's see how we find our y-intercept. On your graphs, you can just look at the graph and there's your y-intercept. But for a table, it's a little harder, so that's the give and take. So points are easier on a table, so slope is a lot easier, but y-intercept is harder. So you're going to look at the table and see if you can find where x equals 0. The y value will be your y-intercept. So we don't have a point on this table where x equals 0. So I can't just find it from my table. If you flip it over, on example 3, you have a point where x equals 0. So whatever the y value is when x equals 0, that's your y-intercept. So you would put 1 for y-intercept and you wouldn't have to solve for it. However, on this example and most of your examples, you're not going to see x equals 0, so it's going to be really hard to find your y-intercept. Put 12 here. If the table does not have x equals 0, you will find m first, then plug in slope into your slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. This is just a standard formula that we will be using a lot, so get familiar with it. And so we're going to go ahead and use this to find what our y-intercept is. So I'm going to use a point anywhere here to find my y-intercept. So I'm going to use 1 and 17. Okay, so I have y equals mx plus b. Well, I know the x I chose is 1, so I'm going to put 1 in parentheses. And the y I chose is 17, so I'm going to put the 17 under y. And you could have chosen any ones. I will say it's better if you stay away from the decimals, so don't choose ones that have decimals, or 0, 0. You cannot use 0, 0. Okay, I know that my slope, m, is 12, so I'm going to put 12 here. And then I'm going to add b. b, I don't know what that is. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to Desmos and I'm going to do 12 times 1, just equals 12. So that's 12 plus b equals 17. Okay, so this is a one-step equation. All you have to do is subtract 12 from both sides to see what b has to be. So that would be 17 minus 12 gives me 5. So I'm going to put 5 equals B. So my y-intercept is B. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do example 1 on your own. Let me know if you need any help. I will be checking to see how long you take on these examples.